Hello everyone, Dr. Fink here. Today we'll talk about why oral steroids are so toxic for the liver. Quick disclaimer, this is not medical advice, this is entertainment only. So for those who are into bodybuilding or fitness, you might have heard that oral steroids are very toxic for the liver. But what is the reason for this? Let's break it down. Let's say we take an oral steroid, then it goes down into the digestive tract, and then in the small intestine, it will be absorbed. So let's write the steroid. It goes down digestive tract, and here it will be absorbed by the capillaries in the villi. So capillaries are small blood vessels that are basically wrapped around the digestive tract in the small intestine, and these will absorb the nutrients from the small intestine and transport them into the portal vein. The portal vein is the vein that transports those nutrients to the liver. Okay, so from the portal vein, the steroids will eventually reach the liver and be metabolized in the liver. So if testosterone, for example, so this is a representation of testosterone, reaches the liver in this form, it will be almost completely metabolized, meaning there will be no drug left after it exits the liver. Okay, after the liver, we have the hepatic artery, which is basically sending those nutrients, those drugs all over the body and make them systemic. Okay, but if it's breaking down inside of the liver, there's nothing of that testosterone that can reach the rest of the body. That's where oral steroids come into play. In order to make testosterone, for example, orally available, so to prevent that breakdown inside of the liver, it has to be alkylated. Okay, so we add a methyl group, alkylated. We add this group, and this prevents the breakdown of testosterone. Let's write it like this. So this is the alkylated testosterone. This will not be broken down in the liver because of this methyl group. However, it will be so much harder for the liver to metabolize this molecule, meaning it will cause oxidative stress. Oxidative stress and bile accumulation. As you know, the liver produces bile, which is a liquid that is breaking down fats. However, the liver is constantly producing bile. And when there is a molecule that stays for a longer period of times in the liver cells and causes oxidative stress, bile accumulates and damages even further the liver. That's why it is very liver toxic to take a drug that is methylated, that can bypass the liver, because this drug here can go further and go to the rest of the body because of this methyl group. However, it caused a lot of damage inside of the liver. Okay, so if the drug is without the methyl group, it will just be absorbed by the small intestine, conducted to the liver via the portal vein, and then be almost completely destroyed. Adding the methyl group to the drug will make that drug bypass this liver metabolism, will make it stay longer in there. But by staying longer in there, it causes a lot of damage all around it itself. Okay, oxidative stress, bile accumulation, damaging the liver, and then it will eventually go systemic to the rest of the body. All right. That's why oral steroids are usually so much more liver toxic than injectable steroids. So why injectable steroids are not as liver toxic, you might ask? Well, if you inject a steroid, an anabolic steroid, it will bypass all this section, okay? You will inject it into the muscle, and from the muscle, it will get absorbed by the capillaries and go directly into the bloodstream. So it will not go via the portal vein to the liver to get metabolized inside of the liver. We bypass all that because we directly inject into the muscle where it goes into the bloodstream. Okay, that's why injectable steroids are much less liver toxic than oral steroids. All right. Quick disclaimer again, this is not medical advice, this is entertainment only. And if you like this video, please hit the like button down below and comment. Thank you so much for watching.